4 p.m. Then we are into the month of April with Weicker Livestock 410 Sprint Cars, Penns Valley Meat Market, PA Sprint Series 305 Sprint Cars, and the Zimmerman Truck Repair Limited Late Models. And the first big race for the 410 Sprint Cars that we have on the schedule, we've got the Lynn Paxton Tribute Race on Saturday, April 12th. $6,300 to win, $630 to start with an Australian Pursuit race on the schedule. And then, of course, we got Penske Racing Shock Super Late Models, and the Eastern Museum of Motor Racing will have a display as well. April 19th, 410 Sprint Cars, Weicker Livestock 410 Sprint Cars, Penske Racing Shock Super Late Models. They will be racing, and the winner of the Penske Racing Shock Super Late Model race on the 19th will be a guaranteed starter for the Lucas Oil race to take place on the 27th, which is the battle in the Borough. And then back on the 19th, we've got Penns Valley Meat Market 305 Sprint Cars. We've got a Kids Candy Scramble and Camera and Autograph Night going on there. Then Saturday, April 26th and 27th, we've got a doubleheader weekend. The 26th, we've got the Keith Kaufman Classic for the Weicker Livestock 410 Sprint Cars, $15,000 to win. USAC East Coast Wingless Sprint Cars and the Wingless Sportsman, all presented by Whitecap. And then we round out the month of April with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, the Battle in the Borough, $10,000 to win, and the Zimmerman Truck Repair Limited Late Models will be racing on that night for $2,000 to win.
All right, Earl and Brad, as the cars come on the track here, all you fans, wave to our junior fan of the night, Alexis Good. She's going to be going around in the pace truck tonight. Give her a big round of applause and wave at her as she goes by.
So congrats again to Alexis Good. She got herself junior fan of the night honors. She got herself a $10 voucher over to Packers Concessions, as well as a free hot dog and drink from Packers Concessions, who are our presenting sponsor for today's regular season opener, as we have 410 Sprint Cars on the track for their first heat race. Here is how they will line up. Starting on the front row inside, this driver comes from Royersford, PA, in the Sunny Hill Trucking, TC Transport, Royalton Recycling, Kaufman Financial Group. 17B is Steve Buckwalter. On the outside, out of Selinsgrove, in the Roast Post, Center Roofing and Contracting, Victory Auto, BK Motorsports, 77 is Mike Walter Jr. Rolling off third from Enola, PA, in the Bruner Service Center, Middleton's Roofing and Siding, Bruce's Speed Shop, RV 4-Wheel Drive, Chet's Trunks, Eric's Tint Shop, 47K is Cody Lehman. And to his outside from Rawson, Ohio, in the Golden Flavor Sesame Sticks, King Cold Quality Meats, Bluffton Diesel Service, Team Shank 98 is Ricky Peterson Jr. Rolling off fifth from Warrington, PA, in the Karma Industrial Services, Bloss Plumbing, H. Cornell and Son, 55M, is Dominic Malaire. And rolling off sixth out of Selinsgrove in the Creasy Signs, Goff Racing, Selinsgrove Ford, Packers Concessions, Penns Valley Meat Market, Ag Source. Number 12 is Blaine Heimbach. Starting seventh from Lincoln University, PA, in the Bush Auto Group, Fast Track Trucking, Stevie Carr, Betts Garage. Number 5 is Tyler Ross. And eighth starter from Worthington, PA, in the Jarrett Company, Kaiser Wheels, Blood Lubricant Supply, A Motorsports. Number 3 is John Jarrett. Ninth and final starter here for heat race number 1 for the Weicker Livestock 410 Sprint Cars. The driver comes from Harrisonville, PA. In the McNagee Motorsports, Sainer Brothers, John Ott Racing, GMP Distributors, 55W, it is Mike Wagner.
So the first competitive race of the year, getting lined up behind the beautiful John Schaefer Dodge Pace Truck. I'd like to thank everyone from the Schaefer family for doing all what they do here at the Port Royal Speedway. Well, folks, the caution lights are out. Are you ready? The first competitive race of the 2025 racing season here at the Port Royal Speedway will come to life down at the Packers concession chalk line in turn number 4. Stevie Buckwater and Michael Walter make up the front row. They creep to the Packers concessions start zone. Here we go. First heat race of the new season is underway. Contact here on the front straightaway. Car getting upside down. Red flag is out. That is going to be car number 5 of Tyler Ross getting upside down here on the main straightaway. Also involved is car number 3, John Jarek. You can see him coming to a stop there in turn number 1. From what we can see up here in the booth, he has left rear damage on car number 3. And you can see Tyler Ross getting out of that car, getting a word over the Port Royal radio system that he is okay here on the front stretch. We're always appreciative, Brad, when we have a lot of these new drivers that have never been here to Port Royal Speedway, a lot of returning drivers that aren't exactly from the central PA area or from Pennsylvania in general. They're across the nation when they always come back here to the Speed Palace.
Yeah, a number of guys for the first time here in 2025 joining us, and appreciate their support and love seeing them here. Hope to see them back because we got a lot of racing in store for 2025 and plenty of good opportunity for good racing here at the Speed Palace.
So hopefully Tyler Ross and his crew will be able to make repairs to car number 5, and they are able to come back out a little bit later on for this afternoon's B main. John Jarek also getting the assistance by the wrecker. He will head pit side as well. Tough start for those drivers here at the Port Royal Speedway. Don't forget, fans, as Brad mentioned, we are right back in here in action next Saturday with the Weichert Livestock 410 Sprint Cars, the Penske Racing Shock Super Late Models, and the Zimmerman Truck Repair Limited Late Models as the Limited Late Model drivers kick off their 2025 racing season. Next Saturday is also York County Racing Club night. So we will welcome all of the York County Racing Club members back here to the Port Royal Speedway. So the yellow lights will come back on, and we are going to shove the drivers back off on the back straightaway. Mentioning about a couple of other upcoming events. Saturday, April 5th, we will have the Weichert Livestock 410 Sprinting Competition with the Penns Valley Meat Market Pennsylvania Sprint Series also here, and the Zimmerman Truck Repair Limited Late Models also on the program. That is going to be our first 6 o'clock start of the season. And then our first big race for the Weichert Livestock 410 Sprint Cars is going to be the Lynn Paxton Tribute Race coming up on Saturday, April 12th. $6,300 to win, $630 to start. A couple other prizes are going to be up for grabs for the 410 drivers. We're also going to have our Australian Pursuit, and the Penske Racing Shock Super Late Models also are here. And we also like to welcome the members of the Eastern Museum of Motor Racing during the Lynn Paxton race as well.
So drivers will get in line back up behind the John H. Schaefer Dodge Pace Truck. Junior fan of the night, Dell, will be looking to give it a go this time. She's getting directions from Chief Starter Rob Kirk on how to handle this one. Maybe we can get a better roll off of this one. So the John H. Schaefer Dodge Pace truck will make its way off the backstretch exit. Steve Buckwalter and Mike Walter will lead us to green. It was a good start for Walter before the red flag came out. We'll see if he can match that here at the Packers concessions chalk line in turn number 4. Second shot at it. Here we go. Green flag is out. Heat race number 1 underway.
Great side-by-side start with Stevie Buckwalter and Michael Walter. They drag race in the corners number 1 and 2. Stevie Buckwalter will jump out to the early lead. Walter ducks right behind him. Now looks back into the inside. Nothing there. Cody Lehman touches the inside guardrail off of corner number 4. Slides high, and he's going to leave that door open for the 98 of Ricky Peterson. Now Lehman trying to come back on him.
Heimbach ducked in there a little bit as well. Lehman not able to get by Peterson as Walter still tries to reel in Buckwalter up front. Lehman down low. Peterson in the Golden Flavor Sesame Sticks number 98 is in third. We got 6 laps to go in heat race 1.
Remember, top 5 finishers will move on into this afternoon's A main event. Blaine Heimbach sits in that 5th and final transfer spot as Mike Wagner, he will go up the 6th to try to track down Heimbach for that final transfer.
Right now between those 2 cars, we've just got about 0.6 of a second. Mike Wagner, he'll work the middle side of the speedway with Heimbach down to the bottom. Going to try to reel him in as we reach the halfway point. 4 down and 4 to go.
Mike Wagner keeping pace with Heimbach once again. Both cars, drivers going to diamond off of corner number 2. As they're starting to track down Cody Lehman for 4th as well. However, still up front, Stevie Buckwalter has a 1.8 second lead over Michael Walter, who's still in 2nd.
Lap time still in the 15-second bracket for our leader of Stevie Buckwalter up front. So he's got the 2 to go this time, leading over the 77 of Mike Walter.
2 more times around for the first heat race of the 2025 racing season. It's all Stevie Buckwalter right now in the 17B, still in 2nd, Michael Walter. Ricky Peterson holds down 3rd. White flag is out, final time around.
The race for position will be if Mike Wagner can track down Blaine Heimbach for that final transfer spot. Out of turns 3 and 4, Stevie Buckwalter is going to come around and pick up the heat race number 1 win. Finishing in 2nd will be the 77 of Mike Walter. 3rd will be the 98 of Ricky Peterson Jr. Then you got Cody Lehman and Blaine Heimbach making up your 5 transfer spots. So heat race number 1 officially in the books. Stevie Buckwalter picks up the heat race win, finishing 2nd. The 77 of Mike Walter. 3rd was the 98 of Ricky Peterson. 4th, the 47K of Cody Lehman. And in 5th, the 12 of Blaine Heimbach. 6th was the 55W of Mike Wagner. 7th, the 55M of Dominic Malaire. And credited with 8th was Tyler Ross. And 9th, the 3 of John Jarek. Heat race number 2 is brought to you by Harshbarger Sub and Malt, serving you in 2 locations in McVeigh and Mifflintown. They serve great food in a 50s mood. They offer 24 flavors of homemade ice cream and great daily specials, including 50s Night Wednesdays. You can go like them on their Facebook today.
Starting on the pole for heat race number 2, the driver comes from New Oxford in the Gibbsville Cheese X1 race cars, Cara Perry Trucking. Car number 2, it's Gerard McIntyre Jr. Alongside him, outside row number 1, from Sinking Springs in the Glenville Station Pub and Grub, Kreitz Oval Track Products, Downs Automotive, Jetco. Car number 69K, it's Cassidy Kreitz.
Starting 3rd out of Grantville, PA, in the JNS Classics, Handmaker Racing Engines, TAB, Randy Shear Plumbing and Heating. 22, it is Doug Hammaker. And to his outside, out of Hanover, PA, in the Leland's Collectibles, Blazers Body Shop, Willwood Brakes, DMI 27, is Troy Wagaman.
Rolling off 5th from Spring Grove in the TC Backer, W. Craig Adams, Carm Industrial Service, Faulkner Honda. Car number 75, it's Cameron Smith. Outside row number 3 from York in the Traco Manufacturing, Mountain Ridge Metals, Glenville Station Pub and Grub, G&L Capital. Car number 23, it's Chase Dietz.
Rolling off in 7th position, the driver comes from Newtown, PA, the 410 Enterprises, Fire and Safety Services, DHS Enterprises, IGA Middleburg, 11T. It is Mike Thompson. And rolling off in 8th The driver comes from Sydney, Australia. In the Trone Outdoor, Kelly Racing Fuel, Smith Titanium, Vortex Wings 39 is Linton Jeffrey.
And final starter out there, all alone in row number 5 from Liverpool, Mountain View Travel, High Tech Metals, Village Square Plaza, C&B Chubby. Car number 11, it's TJ Stutz. Once again, 8 laps will be the distance. Top 5 finishers moving on into this afternoon's A main event. So drivers getting lined up behind the John Schaefer Dodge Pace truck. Good to have Doug Hammaker back here at the Port Royal Speedway. Glad to have Sandy Klein owning a car with the old school throwback paint scheme of the yellow and red number 22.
Not often I get to feel nostalgic about a car from my childhood when we do things like EMMR and all these other things. It's well beyond me, so it's good to see. Make me feel a little old with the 22 out there. Excited to see what Doug can do out here in this heat race.
J&S Classics also coming back on board for the Warrior Award, which we will explain a little bit later on in the program for the drivers in 410 competition. So here we go. Once again, we go green at the Packers Concessions start line, and heat race number 2 of the afternoon is underway.
Gerard McIntyre will lead us into turn 1. 3 wide for third. Wagaman up top. Dietz in the middle. Hammaker down low. Cassidy Kreitz in the mix as well.
Cassidy Kreitz in third. Hammaker looks down low at Dietz. Dietz, however, he will rip the lip off of corner number 4 and drive right into that third position as your leader still Gerard McIntyre. Troy Wagaman second. There goes Doug Hammaker underneath Cassidy Kreitz, and he'll move up into 4th.
That puts Cassidy Kreitz on the hot seat in that 5th and final transfer spot. Cameron Smith is going to come through the middle of turns 3 and 4, nearly pull alongside the 69 of Kreitz as they're nose to tail into turn 1.
Cameron Smith working the cushion to perfection, and we'll move into that 5th and final transfer spot now. They'll come around this time by. We're going to have 5 laps to go in heat race number 2.
Gerard McIntyre in a new ride for 2025 in that Scott Kalman-owned number 2. He's leading right now as he'll look to see the crossed flags halfway. 4 down, 4 to go.
New ride for Gerard McIntyre. As you said, Brad, he is in that Scott Kalman-owned car number 2. Gerard McIntyre showing a lot of speed here this afternoon. As this time by 3 laps to go, still running in second. You got the 27 of Troy Walkman starting to close in a little bit on McIntyre for the lead, and Chase Dietz still holds down that 3rd position.
Yes, 0.7 of a second between your top 2 cars, and it seems like Wagaman, to the naked eye, is potentially closing in. 2 to go this time. The difference between them still 0.7 of a second, so McIntyre holding off the 27 for now.
Ooh, Wagaman jumped the cushion just a little bit there in the middle of turns number 1 and 2. He'll still hang on. Track still very, very fast here early on as they will see the white flag. Final time around for Gerard McIntyre.
Chase Dietz, he sits in 3rd. Hammaker 4th. Cameron Smith, your top 5 in position as we come through turn 4 for the final time.
Checker flag is out, and winning the 2nd heat race of the 2025 racing season is going to be Gerard McIntyre Jr. Troy Wagaman finishes 2nd. Chase Dietz 3rd. Doug Hammaker 4th, and Cameron Smith will finish in that 5th and final transfer spot.
So with that, all cars across for the Weicker Livestock 410 Sprint Car Heat Race number 2. Gerard McIntyre Jr. picks up the heat race win, with Troy Wagaman finishing in second and Chase Dietz in third. Fourth was the 22 of Doug Hammaker, and in the fifth and final transfer spot, the 75 of Cameron Smith. Finishing second, the 39 of Linton Jeffrey, seventh, the 11 of TJ Stutz, eighth, the 11T of Mike Thompson, and in ninth, the 69X of Cassidy Kreitz.
Third heat race is brought to you by Buttonwood Campground, located just 2 miles from the Speedway along the Juniata River on East River Road. With over 270 tent and RV campsites, Buttonwood Campground has an atmosphere of mountains, rolling farmlands, and fresh country air to complete your camping experience. Make sure you plan your next trip to the races and camping experience around Buttonwood Campground at www.buttonwoodcamp.com.
Inside road number 1 for heat race number 3. The driver comes from Adel, Iowa in the KRM Custom Homes, Tanzanite Homes, Central Iowa Collision T&S Industries 1W is Kelby Watt. Is outside from Kunkletown, PA in the Lehigh Valley Industrial, Glenville Station Pub and Grub, Jetco Downs Automotive 69K is Ryan Smith.
Starting third from Dillsburg in the J&S Classics, Whitecap C&D Rigging, Randy Shear Plumbing and Heating. Car number 39M, it's Anthony Macri. And then starting in the fourth position from Tonawanda, New York, and the Airport Collision, Fiberworks Compensites, Get It Dumpster Service, car number 7NY of Matt Farnham.
Starting in fifth out of Elverson, PA, in the Moose Meadow, Ames Construction Studio 895, Tensor Aviation 35 is Austin Bishop. And rolling off in sixth out of Fayetteville, PA, in the Glenville Station Pub and Grub, Gockenhauer, Drohan Brick, Shear Welding number 12 is Lance DeWeese.
Fourth and final row, rolling off in the seventh position from Harrisonville and the Santa Brothers, McMgee Motorsports, John Dot Racing, Coleman Farms, car number 55, it's Logan Wagner, and rolling off in the eighth position from Southampton, New Jersey, and the Cronenberger Fine Jewelry, Mid-Atlantic Transportation, Milky Way Restaurant, RBH Group, car number 67 of Justin Woodall. Well, race fans, we do have some precipitation falling from the skies. We are going to get these drivers back into the pit area. If you're making your way back to your vehicle, you can turn your FM radio station to 99.9 FM. That is 99.9 FM to keep up to date or what we are going to do here with the rest of this afternoon's program. Once again, if you're making your way to your car, make sure you turn your radio station to 99.9 FM.
Hey, Earl, as the race fans head out to their cars to be able to seek shelter, I gave a shirt away here earlier, and we were waiting to get this in. We know we had the heat races, but we'll just label him as a young fella here. He's been coming to this track since the late 60s. So early 60s, my apologies. So out here in section F as we get ready to go to the car, tell them your name and where you're from, and then who made you a winner today.
Dick Crozier, Mifflin, Pennsylvania.
All right, Dick. Well, we're glad to have you here at Port Royal. Go out to your car, be safe, get dry. And he got one of those cool T-shirts that Brad Strasser donated from the Juniata Radio. So another winner here today.
We need all push trucks to the racetrack, please. All push trucks to the racetrack, please. Race fans, we do ask you to please take your time if you are exiting the grandstands. The aluminum tends to get slick with some moisture on it, so we do ask you to please take your time if you're walking down the grandstands. Once again, we are officially in a holding pattern here at the Port Royal Speedway.